Good morning. We're going to call the Committee on Parole to order. We're in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at the Department of Corrections, the headquarters. The time is 8:44 and the date is 7/22 of 2025. On my left is Chuck Tillis and on my right is Carolyn Stapleton. And my name is Steve Prater, and we'll be the three that'll be running the show for today. The first place that we're going to be going to is going to be to CALCASIEU Correctional Center, and we'll be seeing Joseph L. Hagan. Before we get to there, I'd like the staff to introduce themselves.
Jasmine Thompson. Sure.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate the work that y'all each do. We'll be talking about a case with Mr. Joseph Hagan that is assigned to Miss Carolyn Stapleton today. And so we'll go ahead and get started. Mr. Hagan, is that you there I'm looking at?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's your DOC number?
715613.
Okay, and you're in for a revocation hearing, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you at CALCASIEU, is anybody in the room with you? Any staff member in the room with you?
No, sir. He's outside the door.
Okay, that's fine. Now, the revocation hearing is going to be conducted by Ms. Stapleton. She's going to be the one that's going to go over your rule violations. But do you have a waiver in front of you anywhere? I don't see it on the table, but you should have signed a waiver about the hearing today. It deals with your attorney and things. We can show it to you on the screen.
Yes, sir. He's got it outside.
Okay, he's got it outside, and you signed that willingly, and you understood everything on that waiver, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the case over to Ms. Hagan. Excuse me, Ms. Stapleton. Mr. Hagan, there's your form. And Ms. Stapleton will violation that you're accused of or violations, and give you a chance to plead to those in front of us and to talk about them. And she'll ask any questions. Then Mr. Tillis and I will come back in a minute and ask you any questions that we have. And then we'll make a decision, decide whether you should be revoked or not. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Stapleton, would you go ahead and get started for us?
Okay, Mr. Hagan, we're going to start with what you were accused of, and you get to plead guilty or not guilty with a statement, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Is a rule violation number 4. You failed to refrain from criminal activity. You were arrested by the Westlake Police Department on 6/8/25 for aggravated battery and obstruction of justice. How do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Plead not guilty, ma'am.
Okay. All right. And then you have a violation number 10. It says you have failed to pay anything towards your supervision fees. You are in arrears of $882 for your supervision fees. Guilty or not guilty?
Yes, ma'am. Guilty.
Okay. Okay, why don't you tell me now, you pleaded not guilty on number 4. And
Yes.
probable cause was found for that. I'm gonna read to you what the probable cause was under section 3 of the hearing. It said, Agent DeVille alleged the subject violated his condition and that he failed to not engage in any criminal activity. This being evident, from subjects arrested by Westlake Police Department on 6/8/25 aggravated battery and obstruction of justice. Agent DeVille provided a police report which highlighted these charges as well as photos of the victim's injuries. According to the police report, officers made contact with the victim who was bleeding profusely from the face. The police report indicated subject punched the victim in the face with a closed fist. However, further investigation revealed subject also used a metal door to hit the victim before leaving the scene. The report states the altercation began over the subject taking property from the subject 2 days prior. Officers were able to make contact with the subject initially, however, were called back to the resident by the homeowner who advised the subject was hiding in a shed in the backyard. Officers located the subject, placed him in handcuffs, and advised him of his Miranda rights and then transported him to the CALCASIEU Correctional Center. Officer Chandler provided a statement that upon arriving on the scene, he was giving the subject loud verbal command to exit the shed. However, he failed to comply. Chandler stated subject eventually came out from the shed and was placed in handcuffs. Chandler stated there were multiple witnesses on the scene who identified the subject as the aggressor. The subject advised he was defending himself from the victim who was attempting to attack him with a knife. Subject denied being the aggressor and hitting the victim with the door. Subject advised he has been consuming drugs and has a drug problem and he needs help. Subject was advised probable cause existed that he violated his condition. And you already pled guilty to number 10. So there we go. That's where we're at right this very minute.
Ma'am.
Got a picture and there were witnesses that said you were the aggressor. And then you say that you have a drug problem.
Yes, ma'am.
So are you now willing to plead guilty to number 4?
Can you read it again, please? Number 4?
Yeah, you want me to read where, okay, I'm gonna read where police provided a police report which highlighted these charges, as well as photos of the victim's injuries. According to the police report, officers made contact with the victim who was bleeding profusely from the face. The police report indicated subject BAYOU punched the victim in the face with a closed fist. However, further investigation revealed that the subject BAYOU also used a metal door to hit the victim before leaving the scene. The report says the altercation was over the victim taking property from the subject 2 days prior. Officers were able to make contact with the subject. Initially, they were called back to the resident by the homeowner who advised the subject was hiding in the shed in the backyard. You were arrested. So that's the crime, and that's what you're accused of, and we do have the pictures. And the man went to the hospital.
Yes, ma'am. See, that guy came to my house and it was all over drugs.
Okay.
I didn't have no drugs. He wanted drugs. He got mad, said that I stole something from him, I guess to my mom and dad just to get in the backyard. I don't know, but I didn't steal nothing from the guy.
Mhm.
It was all over drugs. Well, I do have a bad drug problem.
Mhm.
I do need help. I just, I don't remember too much of it, but I remember the guy pulling the knife on my pregnant old lady. I had my old lady was in the background. She was big and pregnant. When he pulled that knife, I hit him. I punched him. Yes, I did. I admit to that.
Okay.
But there was no aggravated battery in it because I didn't have a weapon. All I did was hit the guy.
Well, when you hit him with your fist, and it was a closed fist, and then later it said the metal door, but your fist is an aggravated battery.
The metal door
Mhm.
was padlocked on there. The arresting officer can say that my dad actually went back there and ripped the door off.
Mhm.
But it
So
was
you
all
just
over,
said you did hit him with your fist, right?
ma'am.
Hit him with your fist.
Yes, ma'am. I did hit.
All right. So where are we at? Are you, would you want to stay there and then us recommend or myself recommend that you go to a drug treatment program while you're
Yes, ma'am.
there? Get some help?
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
not bad.
I do need some help. I just had a little girl, and
Yes.
I don't want to go back out there being the same. Sorry, I was about to cuss. It was the same mess up that I've
Right.
been my whole life.
Right.
And yes, ma'am, I really do need help.
Okay, and that's a good thing. And we can do that. You can stay in there and we can recommend that you go to a long-term treatment plan. And then you get the help that you need and they've got, two very good treatment plans. So you
Is
feel
one
good
of them the
about
Hope
that?
Center? Is one of them the Hope Center?
Well, no, Steve Hoyle, have you ever heard of that? And then there's, Blue Waters is another one. But Steve
What's
Hoyle,
that?
is what I understand, the best.
Where is that at?
Shreveport. Bossier, it's in Bossier.
How long is the program?
I think the longest it is 9 months, and then there's a 6 months program too.
I would definitely go through it. What's the other one? Blue Waters, you said?
Yeah, I don't know the information on that. I just know that Steve Hoyle is considered the best. So, I mean, we can recommend that. It's only a recommendation.
Yes, ma'am, because I talked to my lawyer. He said, man, if he could get the parole board to lift a hold, he said he'll get me in a program. He'll get me help.
Well, you still violated your parole. I mean, it's aggravated battery. You hit him with your fist. You violated your parole. You're in, whether you go somewhere or not.
Yes, ma'am. Well, what does revoke mean? What is that exactly?
Well, it means that you're gonna stay in jail now because you didn't stay on, your parole, yeah. So whatever your term was. How long did you have to serve on your original?
I've been dealing with this reentry stuff since 2019. I even went to Angola, finished the program, and I'm still on papers fighting this reentry. I don't know when am I going to be done with it, but it's hectic. Because I signed a contract stating I was going to go to Angola. I finished the program. I left with a trade. I couldn't even work because of the probation that they had me on. I constantly kept losing my job because of piss tests. I had to go pee in a cup every single week. My boss didn't understand that.
Well, welcome to the world of being
They said that
out
they
of
were going to
jail.
take me
But
on parole.
here's where we're at, Mr. Hagan. You
Yes, ma'am.
pledged, so today I'm going to revoke you. That's
How
where we're at.
how long do I have to do?
I don't know. You'll have to talk to somebody that does time because I don't know that information.
Okay, is that all the questions you have?
That's it.
Okay, Mr. Tillis, any questions? No. I don't have any questions. It's time to vote. Ms. Stapleton?
Mr. Hagan, today, I vote to revoke your parole based upon that you did violate number 4 and number 10.
Okay, we have a vote to revoke. Mr. Tillis?
My vote is also to revoke.
Okay, and likewise, my vote is the same. And our recommendation, along with our revocation is, and we're going to recommend that the Department of Corrections find a long-term drug program for you, and see if we can get you in that thing, which I'm sure they will try to and will. So, good luck with it. And I think that's very mature, you realizing that you got to stay in to get this help, because if you get out, temptation's too great. I think it's very mature of you. So as of today at 8:57 in the morning, you are hereby revoked and headed to a drug program soon, I hope. That's it.
Yep.
Sir, how are you today? Okay, can you hear me? Unmuted, please, sir.
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay,
There you
I'm
go.
I'm in a dark blue coat. Can you?
I see you now. Good
okay.
morning. Good
All
morning.
right, good. Okay, sir, what is your name?
My name is Daniel P. Dotson, sir.
Okay, Mr. Dotson, you're at Rapides. Could the staff at Rapides introduce themselves?
It's Sergeant Marsh.
Okay, Sergeant, thank you for hosting us today. Mr. Dotson, you're talking to three people we're on the Committee on Parole, and we're in Baton Rouge, and you can see from our nameplates who we are. We won't have to introduce ourselves again. But you're here on a revocation hearing, and we're going to decide if you should be revoked or not today. Do you have a sheet of paper in front of you with your waiver on it that you signed about an attorney and all that for
Okay.
waiver? Okay, you see that on?
Yes, sir. This paper here.
Okay, did you sign and fill that out and understand that?
I mean, I do understand. I just didn't understand the violations or the charges because I don't have.
We're gonna go over that in a minute. You're my case, so we're fixing to jump into that real quick.
Yes, sir.
You're violating rule number 4, which means you'll stay out of criminal conduct and stay away from guns and all that business, but you'll stay away from doing anything criminal while you're on parole. And you got arrested, I don't know, you got arrested here, looks like, well, we'll talk about that in a minute, but.
Yes, I have the dates on here.
Okay. And that's what we're gonna be talking about. What dates do you say you got arrested?
Well, the date that they arrested me on was October 30th.
Okay.
2024. For tickets, I have the ticket numbers and the violation date or whatever that they have on here. Where everything is closed out really because they all been dropped or whatever. I did like 5 or 6 months at the time just to see. It's really a family matter. I hate to, I'm gonna apologize to you guys for just being in front of y'all right now. Like, mom dies, grandma died. Like, we just going through family problems right now. So I understand you guys' position, your whole drive, the point of me being in trouble. I beat the recidivism rate. I don't do the trouble. It's just grief through family problems right now.
Yes, well, sometimes family problems can get into criminal problems, and that gets into revoke. So let's be a little more specific here. Okay, you arrested, as you said, on March 10th. Oh, excuse me, you arrested on 10/30 of 24.
Yes, sir.
When did you get paroled?
When I was released from prison,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
the year before 23,
Yes, sir. It wasn't quite a year before you got arrested again.
like 11 in the month, 11 and a half, right before the year.
You were close to a year being
I'm,
crime.
I'm trying to beat it. I'm there.
Okay. All right. Well, you almost made a year. Well, let's talk about the crimes a little bit. On
Yes, sir.
3/10 of 2024, you
Uh-huh.
ripped the camera off a wall of a residence belonging to a lady that you were dating. Is that correct?
It's my kid's mother. That's the accusations. No, sir. I did not rip it off of the wall. No, sir. Those accusations are all false. Also have been dropped as well. It was just the simple fact that she knew she could just use that or go say anything to my parole officer to violate me. Like, they're very smart people, and I'm not upset with nobody right now.
Good.
No, I did not do. I'm not guilty of that
Who
charge.
ripped the camera off? Who ripped the camera off the wall?
Nobody ripped the camera off the wall, sir.
Of course. Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
So the camera's still up there as far as you know?
I believe so. I haven't been there in months and months, sir. Like, it's a restraining order. I didn't even know that was put into order. She brought it up and holding it over my head, a call. I didn't even know she had it. We were going to court. It was not filed because she didn't go finish it out. You know what I mean? My mother died. She come to the hospital, packed all my clothes from the house and told me to move in with her. Once I moved in and found the paperwork in the drawer, seeing that I had a restraining order, that's when I told her I can't do it anymore. So all this was going on.
Okay.
I couldn't do it no more, so I left. So by her not being able to control me, all of this stuff is just.
Well, I'll tell you the things I do know.
Yes,
The
sir.
camera got ripped off the wall somehow, and she did get a restraining order against you because of that. And she was, according to the reports, she was scared of your behavior and you're being aggressive.
Right.
So she got a restraining order against you. Well, let's fast forward, not very far, but let's fast forward 6 weeks, and you violated the protective order that she got on 3/10 of 24, and she ended up with a swollen left cheek, and she said that you pulled a handgun and threatened her.
Oh my God.
And so you got charged with that. Did that
No.
happen?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. That just made up stuff.
I have a violation of a protective order, period. It never said nothing about pulling no gun, me doing anything people argue. It's none of that. I went to court for that as well. I mean, all of that has been, she dropped it. Once I come to jail, she put money on my books, money on the phone. I call her, she tells me she the reason why I'm in jail, this, that, and such and the other. No, sir. That's false.
Okay.
I
Okay.
apologize
So
for being in front of you guys. I apologize for this.
that's okay. That's okay. This is our job to be here, and I guess it's your job to be there. Okay, let's fast forward again. Kind of like walking through time here.
Right.
And let's walk forward to, looks like October, when you were arrested. A month before that, 9/1 of 2024, a couple months after the problem with the protective order, you threatened to hit your niece and sister with a tire iron, and they had to call the police out. Tell me, now that's a different victim. It's a family member, and I guess
Right.
it's your niece that you headbutted. Is that correct?
From what I'm hearing, yes, sir. From
Okay.
what I hear, from the allegations, yes. They saying I come to the house and it was just right after my mother died. I live at this address. These people are also in cahoots. My kid's mother and my sister are best friends. They're doing the property. It's all about property and inheritance stuff right about now. So these allegations, I hate to say, I'm sorry, but it's not correct. To further elaborate, the prison time that I did as well also comes from the same person, this Dionisia Glass, a person, the kids of my mother. I did 6 years on 8-year sentence. I come home, I did not want to be involved in this relationship with this person because I did too much time. I'm sorry this is going on. My sister, she wasn't even living at this address, which is my address that I was paroled home to. Once my mom died, they moved in. She said she don't want, I was just fixing my mom's vehicle. I maintenance the house. I cut the grass. I keep the household apart. You tell
Okay.
me you don't want me to touch this vehicle. I never. I just talked to my sister. She said she don't even remember that because I asked her about that when the parole officer came. He said, "Did you attempt to hit her with a tie?" And I'm like, "Where did that come from?" I asked her on the phone, "Do you see it? You say that?" She said, "I ain't say that. I don't remember saying nothing like that. Where did that come from?" So it's
Okay,
the head
okay.
button
Let's,
that
I think we got the gist or whatever the word is of what you got to say. All right, we got some folks that want to speak on your behalf. And I want to hear from them now. If we could go to Miss Ursula Brown. Miss Brown,
Sir.
would you tell us what you know about this fella, Daniel Dotson, or what you know about these
Well,
situations?
Daniel Dotson is a good person. All of this is accusation. Everything that he is saying is all behind, like he say, inheritance. Once his mama died, the baby mother, she's very distraught because he do not want to be with her. She has put these false allegations against him. None of this stuff is true because she tries to control him. See, she know that he was getting out on parole because his original sentence come from those original charges. So she know that she could use that against him. All of this stuff here has to do with long-term things that she been doing and using against him. She know that she can use the
Don't,
system. She know that
excuse
she
me,
can use the system against him.
time out, time out. Don't be walking around, you're making us dizzy.
Oh, I'm
Okay?
sorry. I'm
Sit
nervous.
down,
My
yes,
nerves
ma'am.
get bad. Okay, my nerves get bad.
I'm not the
It's
same. I'm
distract.
not the same person no more. That's all I want to
All
say.
right, I'm sorry, sir, but my nerves get bad. It's just too much. It's like it's since his mother died, he lost his grandmother. It's like all this going on. His baby mother, Dinesha, she just uses all this stuff is lies. Tearing down, they trying to hit his sister with a tie iron. All this is lies. They stay in the same household. All this stuff is lies.
Okay, thank you for that insight. Miss Stacy Dotson, an aunt. Miss Dotson, would you tell us what you know?
Yes, sir. I'm the aunt. This is
Okay.
my sister, Linda Dotson Crossgrove, and my mom. Linda has had a heart condition. My mom had cancer. Between me and Daniel, we were the ones taking care of my mom and my sister. They're coming up with all these accusations because the whole family has broken apart. They're coming up with all the accusations because of inheritance and money. And it's really, really hurting because we are a close knit family. And he's not that person they're trying to make him out of. And for me to have to come, once my mom passed and my sister passed, for me to have to come all the way from Texas to try to defend my nephew, this is hurting me. It's hurting me that my family is going through this.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
don't
Okay,
like it.
okay. I bet you don't, and we hope you get over this pretty quickly. Yeah, that you're
It
very bad and
it
upset.
is
So
very depressing.
we'll move on to Miss Nakia Estes, who is the child's mother. Um, I'm not sure. Explain to us which child we talking about.
Me and Daniel have an 11-year-old daughter together.
Okay. All right. Well,
Um,
tell me what you have to say about Daniel, please, ma'am.
so I've known Daniel, probably half of our life, to be honest. Um, he's a good person overall, and I can honestly say Daniel's matured and he's grown since me and him have been together. I have also established a really good friendship since then with Daniel, to the point to where he feels comfortable enough calling me whenever him and Nisha got into it, because he was scared pretty much of what was going on, and he would call and beg me like, "Hey Kia, can I please come?" I reside in Georgia. I left Louisiana 11 years ago. But he really has gotten himself to a point to where he does not want to deal with Nisha. He's also sent me voice recordings of him and her conversation, to where she's threatened to not stop messing with Daniel until she kills him. And when I got that recording, I made sure I saved it, because of course that's my child's father. But if anything was to happen, then at least I have that to go off of, to give to whatever authority I need to give it to. I've gotten messages that he's shared with me just because he's like, hey, if anything was to happen to me, you know, he trusts me, if not nobody else, to give that information to who it needs to get to. So I know in regards to him and Nisha that it's been back and forth ongoing. He's tried to leave, he's tried to get away. Of course, they have 2 kids together too, and it's just a constant struggle. But he definitely has grown and matured, and I can honestly say the accusations that I'm hearing, and I'm not there, but it does not seem to correlate with what I've been reading and listening to.
Okay, but you don't have any direct knowledge of any of these incidents. You just are talking about personalities, correct?
So I actually know Nisha from when I lived in Louisiana.
Right, I understand. But what I say, was that accurate? You weren't present with any of the situations?
No,
Okay, well, thank you for your words. We appreciate that. So if I could talk to Daniel again. Daniel, you still with us? Okay, Daniel, so you didn't bust the camera. You didn't violate the protective order. You didn't know about the
He's unmute. Unmute.
unmute. Are you still muted? Okay. All right, you didn't bust the camera. You didn't know about the protective order that you're accused of violating. You, let's see what else you did do. You didn't hit her and give her a swollen left cheek. And then fast forward, you didn't threaten to hit your niece and sister with a tire iron, and you didn't headbutt the niece. Is that correct? Is that your story?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I can't figure out why. Maybe if the lady was angry with you, I could see maybe one person making up several incidents and all that. I guess that could happen, but your sister saying what she did and the niece backing it up and the niece having a swollen forehead, that's kind of, they just made that up. She hit herself in the head. You got any idea? Help me here.
Made up, sir.
Okay.
I can't even, there's no words for it. Like I say, this is not even going to fix those problems. You know,
Right. There's a lot.
Revoke me. This is not going to even fix this. My family, we're going to need prayer, and it's going to need a lot of grieving counseling. I'm asking to be reinstated, to be able to go to some time. I want to lead by example to my family. I can go show the steps to get better, because no matter what, I love them people. I love my sister. I love my, and there's no words for this. Like I can't even explain.
Right, I understand everything's boogered up. I do understand that, but we got to deal with just what you've been accused of today. I don't have any other questions.
So
how long have you been incarcerated?
they locked me up for 4 months before, and October, November, December, January, I got out the end of January. They went to court. My sister and them came and said, okay, we don't want to press anything. We sorry. Let them everything go, everything. All the initial charges are dismissed. I have all the stuff shown.
How long have you
They
been?
let me out. I stayed. I went to work, got the job I always wanted in West Texas in the oil field. 5 months later, I come back. He just told me to come in. He has to bring me in front of the board. So
Oh.
altogether, I did about 5 months here.
5 months, okay, and you were working before you, were locked up? Where are you living?
Finally got the job. My address is still the same, but I work 6 weeks at a time and I only come in 2 weeks and be right back on. I can stay longer. I only have about 9 or 10 months left on parole. I just want to finish this and go forward in my life and just be better. Like, I'm sorry, man, but that's not me. That might have used to be me, but that's not me.
Okay, thank you. I have no more questions.
Ms. Sutherland?
No.
Okay, it's my turn to vote, and I vote first, since the case belongs to me, and you need on a revocation, 2 out of 3 carries it. And so you need 2 votes, but my vote is going to be to revoke it. I think that something happened here, so that is my vote. Violation of rule number 4. Mr. Tillis?
My vote also is to, revoke.
And my vote is to revoke.
Okay, sir, I'm sorry to tell you now, if you would sit down.
I don't understand the system.
Okay, yes, sir,
I
it's
don't understand.
9:20, and I'm sorry to tell you, but your parole has been revoked as of 9:20 this morning. That's the end of this hearing.
I don't understand your system. I don't understand the system.
Revoke. And how much time would that be if it's revoked?
Yes, sir. Good morning. How are you today? You're on mute. Please unmute it if you would. Is anybody in the room with you that can unmute that? Why don't you get somebody, is there anybody standing around outside? We can't.
He's on mute.
Okay, all right. Now, what is your name, sir?
My name is Devin Coulter.
Okay, Mr. Coulter, and you are at Orleans Justice Center, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is anybody from Orleans Justice Center in the room with you?
Yes, sir.
Would they introduce themselves, please?
Deputy Porter.
Okay, thank you, Deputy, for hosting us today. We appreciate that very much. Mr. Coulter, my name is Steve Prater, and I'm going to be asking some questions today of you, along with my board members, Mr. Chuck Tillis and Carolyn Stapleton on my left and right. Okay, and we're going to be trying to get to the bottom of why you're in jail for this revocation and deciding whether you should stay or not. Do you have a revocation waiver in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, would you hold that? Okay, is that your signature at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, you can put it down now. Thank you. Just wanted to make sure you had it and that you understood it and that you had signed it. Mr. Coulter, you're charged with 2 violations, 2 rules. When you get out of jail, you sign this deal saying you won't violate these rules. One of them has to do with criminal conduct, and then one has to do with paying your fees back. So let's talk about the fees. It says that you owe $126, and that's way less than we usually hear. So do you owe $126?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're gonna plead guilty to that, and we'll find you guilty of that since you admitted to it. Well, let's move on to the serious one. The serious one is number 4, and it's a domestic abuse battery resulting in an arrest from 3/30 of 2025 while you were at Children's Hospital. You were there with a lady friend of yours, and the lady friend had a child that was there being seen by the doctor. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you grab her around the neck at the hospital?
Sir, I never put my hands on her, sir.
Okay.
Never
And
touched any type of way.
all right, I've got all the copies of the texts that you sent her. And I was concerned because I was hoping you didn't choke her or something like that. But when I look at the text, I'm troubled by it. And we'll get into that in just a minute. But there's 2 people that want to talk, I think, on your behalf. One is Kaylin Gross, or Grosse, and the other is Terry Pierce. Well, they're both with New Orleans Public Defender's Office. And since there's 2 of you from the same place, who wants to go first? And would you keep it brief because, you both represent the same organization?
Yes, sir, I can go first. And just to clarify, I represent him in the capacity of an attorney. And then Mr. Pierce is the client advocate that has been on Mr. Coulter's defense team and assisting with his case. But I can proceed if you're ready to hear.
Please.
Yes, sir. So thank you all for your time and good morning. Again, my name is Kaylin Gross. I'm an attorney with the Orleans Public Defender's Office. And we're asking today for you to not revoke Mr. Coulter, for you to release him back on parole with a condition that he participate in some sort of programming that my office can assist him in getting connected to. I've been able to get to know Mr. Coulter over the course of 4 months, and I see someone who loves his family, his daughter very much, someone who has a lot of ideas and potential, wanting to start businesses, wanting to go back to school, and someone who has already demonstrated that they have the capacity to work hard. While at the Orleans Justice Center, the first go around, Mr. Coulter actually attended and graduated from the Travis Hill high school, and he still keeps in touch with his mentor and teacher, Mr. Pittman, to this day. But, you know, I know you mentioned the text messages, and while I see all those good things, I also see someone who has a lot of room to grow as a person and a lot of things to learn when it comes to processing emotions in a healthy, mature way. You know, no one here contests that the texts between him and his former partner were unacceptable. They were unkind, and that is just not how you speak to a person. But as Mr. Coulter stated, we strongly contest that anything physical happened between him and the complainant in this matter. This case ultimately did not go to trial. It was not accepted by the prosecutor. Had it gone to trial, I would have a lot of questions regarding the veracity of the allegations. You know, I would ask why there were no injuries observed at the scene by the neutral officers. I would ask why an injury was reported almost a month later having to do with the complainant's nose, while the allegations were that her neck was touched at some point. And I would ask that if this case were truly as straightforward as the complainant makes it out to be, if there was security footage, if there were witnesses, a security guard, if there were injuries, if there was a complainant that wanted it to move forward, then why didn't the prosecutor easily pick this case up and take it to trial? I think they didn't, because that evidence doesn't exist, because Mr. Coulter is not guilty of those allegations. But again, we agree that Mr. Coulter has a lot he can learn when it comes to processing emotion in a healthy way. And, you know, the next time around, not responding in the manner that he did, which is why he ended up in the place that he is in. I know that he recognizes that himself. And I think that's where my office can come in, and Mr. Pierce can speak more to the programs that we can connect him with, something that will assist him in coaching him to help develop more mature tools to process his emotions. And we can continue communicating with him and providing case management, even when his legal matter concludes. That is the capabilities of my office. So again, I would submit to you all that the solution here is not revocation. It's to allow Mr. Coulter to fully own his mistakes, to allow him to grow from it, and to allow him to continue to grow as a person and contribute positively to our community.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Let's move on then to Mr. Terry Pierce. Mr. Pierce, would you talk to us, please, sir?
Good morning, and thank you all for allowing me to speak in support of Mr. Coulter. Mr. Coulter is a very young man. Mr. Coulter is one who, yes, we all sometimes at that age have certain issues in controlling our emotions. But I think sending Mr. Coulter back to prison will not kind of help him control his emotions. I mean, prison is not the alternative for helping him control that. I mean, we have programs like the New Beginning Behavior and Family Services that is located right here in this building, where I can actually stay hands-on monitoring Mr. Coulter's activities and really help him out. I mean, I think, and also he'll be able to get employment somewhere to pay off these fees that he owed and continue to pay these fees. Mr. Coulter is just a young man that actually needs guidance. He is not going to receive the assistance that we are willing to help him with and provide him with out here, that in prison. Prison does not have the capacity to cope with individuality, hands-on assistance. And these programs like Crescent Care, Genesis Behavior and Health Services, all of these are intense outpatient programs where they can help him control his anger management. And even if he had a substance problem, they would also help with that. They are professionals working in New Beginnings, like qualified psychiatrists, registered nurses, and social workers, counselors, and other staff members. And I would also, you know, stay in touch with Mr. Coulter and help him. A lot of these guys did not have the guidance of a father figure, And I also had these problems. I had no one in my life when I was a young man to help guide me in the right direction. Mr. Coulter is not one of those individuals out here committing crime after crime and, you know, that warrants being placed in prison. Just all we are asking is that you all give him an opportunity, just this one chance to see. And I will, like I said, help him as much as possible.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate your remarks. We'll consider both of y'all's, what y'all had to say. And thank you for taking the time to be with us this morning. Okay,
Thank you.
Mr. Coulter, let me ask you just a couple more questions. We were talking about text messages. I mean, that's kind of sick. What I read, and I can hardly understand them with all the cussing and all the other in the text messages, but that's kind of sick. What you accused her of while the doctor's looking at her child, you're accusing her of looking at the doctor's private part. Where'd that come from?
Excuse me, sir. It wasn't exactly like that. Like we had an altercation earlier that day, and the whole day she just been kind of doing stuff that I've been seeing her like doing in negative ways. And I just addressed her about the situation, and I told her that I'm seeing what you're doing and I don't like what you're doing. And she just kept going on, kept going on. So I told her I was leaving. Once I told her that I was leaving, that's when everything went downhill. You told me you gonna ruin me, you gonna make sure that I lose everything. And it was just a whole lot of stuff going on in that situation. But far as with the text messages, I do own up to that. I was kind of emotional at the time, and I did text her some things that I didn't mean, most of the text messages, and some of the things I did mean at the time because I was emotional. But I do love her, and I did live with her this whole time. Like, I was living with her. Like, she said that I've been doing these things to her, like, and I've been living with you the whole time. So why you ain't been called the police on me? Or why haven't you, like, you a teacher, you was teaching. So why, like, if I've been putting my hands on you or hurting you or anything, you go to work every day. Somebody would have seen that. Like, it's physical marks, anything would have been seen that day. And also, the doctor asked her, do you want to be seen that day? She refused treatment. So later on down the line, by me already in jail, you go to the hospital and something's broken on you. Like, why you ain't been seen the day of the incident? Like, it's been a whole lot of things going on in this situation with me and her, and I've been trying to get out of it. And I've been telling my mom, and I told my my parole officer came to the house multiple times to see me there, and she never told my parole officer anything. And my parole officer seen her and seen me. So if she would have, like, obviously, like, she could have saw any marks or anything on her, or my girlfriend could have told her, my parole officer, if I was violent towards her and hurting her or doing anything in any type of manner to her. Really, all this is about we getting into it that day, and I'm telling her I'm about to leave her. So all this started with that. Like, it got to a point where she was taking screenshots of my locations, trying to see where I'm going, and it was a lot of trust issues in this relationship. And I saw it was going downhill, and I tried to leave and get out of the situation. Also, like, at the hospital, it had cameras. Also, it had the security guard right there when we was fussing, and I left out the hospital. I never put my hands on her, and the security guard told the police, the detective, that she didn't see me put my hands on her, and that it had camera footage showing that I didn't put my hands on her. So
they don't have the camera footage. Okay, there's no footage. It wasn't available. Okay, so it's not like the camera showed you didn't do it. The camera didn't show you did do it. The camera footage is just not there. and the security guard was not there at the time. So those questions, I understand those sound good for you, but they really don't mean much to us because
I could say something like, really, like, in my defense, it had a security guard there. When I was being detained, when I was being arrested, it had a security guard there telling the police officer that I didn't put my hands on the lady, and also she was telling them that they looked at the camera footage and they didn't see me putting my hands on them, on
okay.
her.
All right, and so you went to jail that day. That was on March the 30th, I think.
Yes,
Correct?
sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And then she didn't, I understand what your attorney said. She didn't go to the hospital until 4/11, which
Right.
is some 12 days later with a broken nose.
Right.
And officer at the time, I understand the officer at the time didn't even note that there was, surely she would have been bleeding or something.
Right.
So I understand the problem because I had that noted in what I had found. If you were in jail for 12 days, surely her nose, I don't know.
We went into executive session.
Sure. We got a motion to go into executive session, which means we're going to talk about some sort of rule. And so all in favor of executive session?
Second. Yes.
We got a motion and a second to go into executive session.
Tillis,
Yes.
Prater,
Yes.
State.
Yes.
Okay, we're in executive session. We'll be back in just a minute.
Okay.
Okay, we're back in the regular session. We need a vote to come back in from executive session. Do I have a motion to go back?
So move.
And a second, motion, a second. We're all in favor of it, so we're back in regular session. Do we have any other, I'm through asking questions. Any other questions?
No questions.
None.
Okay, my vote, since I'm the one that's in charge of your particular case, my vote is to let you not be revoked, okay? I want you to go with these folks and I want you to take anger management, domestic abuse, prevention, or some sort of domestic cases. I want them to monitor what you do very closely. I want you to stay off that damn phone, okay?
Okay.
That is so, it's so unnecessary. And if you'll read back through those, the texts are so trashy.
Yeah.
You ought to think better of yourself than that. And I think you do. I think you can. I think these folks that I'm looking to from New Orleans, I think they can help you be a better person and a little more class than the text show. I'm troubled by the lady going 12 days later, contending that you broke her nose and there was no sign that evening. So for those reasons and with those stipulations, if it's okay with the New Orleans board down there, my vote is that you not be revoked. You also, do you ever see the lady that's accusing you of this stuff? You her on the phone?
I haven't talked to her since I've been in jail, and I had my family, my mom, contact her just because my clothes is over there. So what I do when I go home, I just get my mom or somebody else to go with me with the police to get my stuff and just get escort.
The other stipulation that I would put on you on my vote would be that you do not see that lady again.
Okay.
contact with her, you send somebody else over there, don't you even go over to get her stuff. It's like a very serious protective order,
Okay,
okay? We're telling you, don't even go over there. If you see her in a store or something, you turn and walk the other way. And
okay,
stay off the phone and do what these folks from New Orleans say. That's my vote. Mr. Timmons?
My vote is do not revoke and with stipulations of no contact with this young lady and get anger management classes and domestic abuse.
okay. Yes,
Uh,
sir.
Yes, and I agree with that. And tell me again, what is the name of the program that y'all wanted to go to? Second.
It's through the New Orleans Public Defender's Office, isn't it?
Mhm. Does it have a name or just say New Orleans Public Defender's Office?
It's Orleans Public Defender's Office. We're gonna enroll him in the New Beginning Behavior and Family Services Program right here in this building we're in.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right, well, that'll conclude this hearing at 9:45 in the morning. Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
This should be go first.
Okay, good morning. So we're in Webster, Bayou, DORCHEAT. Is that correct?
This is West Baton Rouge.
Okay, and who are we speaking to?
I have, I'm Deputy Myers. I have Mr. Burnside, Mr. Matthews, and
Okay.
Gorman.
Hold on just a second. Let us figure out what we. Oh,
Dorsey.
okay, good morning.
Oh, that's nice.
Good morning, good morning. All right, my name is Steve Prater. We're in Baton Rouge at Department of Corrections headquarters. Time is 9:55 and the date is 7/22/20 25. You can see who we are by our name tags, and so we are speaking to Jerome Mitchell. Is that correct?
They're mute.
Mr. Mitchell, is that you? Are you unmuted?
Connect the IMS.
Yeah, they're not connected to the audio.
You're not connected to the audio yet. No, sir. All right, let's try it again.
There you go.
Okay, I believe we can hear you now. We're at Webster, Bayou, Dorchett, and staff, would you introduce yourself? Everybody that's there with your staff, please.
Yes, sir. It's just me as Major Culpepper, Webster Parish.
Okay, Major, thank you very much for hosting us. We appreciate that. And let's see, we're talking to Jerome Mitchell. Is that correct?
Sir.
Okay, Mr. Mitchell, my name's Steve Prater. To my right is Carolyn Stapleton. To my left is Chuck Tillis. We're in Baton Rouge, Department of Corrections at headquarters. The time is 9:58. The date is 7/22/2025. We're talking to you this morning about a revocation. And your case has been assigned to Mr. Tillis, who's going to go over your violations. But first off, do you have a waiver in front of you, a revocation hearing waiver? Okay, and did you sign that and understand it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Steve, can I say this one thing before we get started?
Yes, sir.
This matter, it haven't been resolved or is in court.
Okay.
And I go to court August the 20th. I have the.
Okay, do you want to defer your hearing? Do you
Yes,
want to voluntarily defer, continue your hearing?
yes, sir, we can, you know what I'm saying? That'll be fine to this matter, these false accusations, you know what I'm saying, is resolved.
Okay. Okay, well, if that's your choice, and I understand that, and so we'll go ahead and continue. If that's what you want to do, we'll continue your hearing.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that on board?
Yes.
Yes. Vote, I guess we need to vote. Mr. Tillis?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and yes, so we have voted to continue your hearing. Best of luck. I think that's a good decision, and we'll talk to you later. Major, thank you for hosting us this morning, however briefly.
I have a nice one.
Y'all have a good day.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Okay, good morning. The time is 10:06 in the morning. The date is 7/22/2025. We've had several hearings already, so this is a continuation of hearings. My name's Steve Prater. To my right is Carolyn Stapleton. To my left is Chuck Tillis. We're in headquarters in Baton Rouge, Department of Corrections. We're speaking to Mr. Christian LIRETTE. Is that correct?
No, sir.
Okay, could you tell me who you are?
My name is Shawn Thomas, Senior.
Shawn Thomas.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Thomas.
So can you see Christian?
You weren't on our dance card in this order. We gonna go ahead and do this one?
No. We got problems.
We're gonna come back to you in just a minute, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just a minute, so.
Can we get Christian?
You want to do Christian?
Yes, sir. Is he there?
Yes, sir. We'll get him for you.
Okay, is he close by or should we go somewhere else for a while?
He's here. We can grab him real quick for y'all.
Okay. Hey, all right, Mr. LIRETTE, Mr. Christian LIRETTE, is that your name? Is that your name? You need to unmute, please.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, I was on mute.
Okay, and are we at LaFourche Parish Correctional Center?
Yes, sir.
Okay, would you introduce yourself, ma'am, please?
I am Deputy Jennifer Ignatius.
Okay, thank you for hosting us today.
You're welcome.
Mr. LIRETTE, we're here for a revocation hearing. What is your DLC number?
967567.
Okay, and do you have a waiver in front of you? Something that you signed? If not, we can show it to you on the screen.
That's the wrong number. You said 967, was it 7?
Oh, 767567. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, we're working on the waiver.
Yeah, my apologies.
That's okay, we got it, we can show it to you.
Yeah, the computer went out.
We know what we're doing here, I'm telling you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is that your signature on that form?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so you sign that waiver. So we'll go on with your hearing. This is, like I say, this is a revocation hearing to see if you need to be revoked on your parole. Mr. Tillis is handling your case and he's going to be asking some questions about telling you what rules you're accused of violating and that sort of thing. So Mr. Tillis, would you go ahead and get started?
Yes, good morning. You violated rule number 4. You were arrested on 1/10/2025 by the Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office for aggravated battery. On June 2nd, 25, under Terrebonne docket 882438, you pled guilty to the amendment charge of simple battery. How do you guilty, not guilty, or with the statement?
I didn't want the charge to escalate into nothing more serious, you know, than what it really was. So I pled guilty to the simple battery. I mean, I probably could have fought it out all the way and probably beat it because due to the circumstances of like what happened. But I just pled guilty because it was a misdemeanor, and I didn't think that it was gonna, you know, put me in front of the parole board. I didn't know a misdemeanor was gonna have me having a revocation hearing.
Tell me what happened.
Just this girl came to my house that I didn't want on my property. I have a no trespassing sign, and I got it in text messages and everything. And you know, she just put her hands on me, and we got into it. It was in front of my kid. My kid was present, and I was just, I guess at the end of the day, I just didn't want nothing like to happen to my kid, because it happened in a car, and I guess I was, you know, trying to protect, but I wasn't really.
The girl was your girlfriend?
No, sir, it was not.
Who was she? She was a friend or something?
Yeah, it was a friend, but I got it in statements and in text messages on City Telecom in Terrebonne Parish that I didn't want on my property, and I got it on my phone and everything. I didn't want on my property. I have no trespassing signs. It's just I had a court-appointed lawyer, Carrie Burns, and you know it just didn't work out. You know.
Did you put your hands on her?
Yeah, but not first. I didn't make contact first or nothing. I got hit first, so I felt like I was protecting myself.
I see. Anybody else have any questions?
All I can say is, did you know that when you plead guilty to a misdemeanor, that's still a violation of your parole? Did they explain that to you?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, is that all the questions?
That's it.
Okay, how long had you been on parole?
I've only been on parole for about a couple months.
2 months? Is that all?
2 to 3. 2 or 3.
Okay. And so this lady came over and basically attacked you?
Not just attacked me, but it's a lot more to the story than just that, you know, but
Well,
No, I understand, but you clearly violated your parole. And so, I mean, we have to abide by the rules.
I understand.
All right.
My vote is to revoke.
Violation of rule 4.
I'm sorry, revoke because of violation rule number 4, and you pled guilty to it.
Mine is the same. You plead guilty to violation of rule number 4.
Okay, and mine is the same. So as of today, a 10-14 year parole has been revoked because of violation of rule number 4. Thank you. Putting you off before, Mr. Thomas.
It's all right, sir.
Okay, my name's Steve Prater. This is Chuck Tillis to my left, Carolyn Stapleton to my right. We've all introduced ourselves around here because we've been going all morning. Time is 10:20 in the morning. The date is still the 22nd day of July 2025. We're here to talk to you about a parole request that you have filed. You're at LaFourche Parish Correctional Center, and we've already talked to the staff there, I think. Did the staff introduce themselves there again for purposes of this hearing?
They right to us, sir.
Good morning. My name is Asia Bro. I'm social services counselor for the facility, and I'll be speaking on behalf of Mr. Thomas today.
Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate that.
No problem.
Okay, Mr. Thomas.
Good morning. Good.
I didn't see you over there.
Over here. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Janine Wilson Boyd. I am the programming clerk for the LaFourche Parish Correctional Center. I will also be speaking on behalf of Mr. Thomas.
Okay, and y'all are the staff representing LaFourche Parish Correctional Center also, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Excuse me, Mr. Thomas, the way that this is going to happen is we're going to give you a chance to tell us why you're there, what you were charged with, and why you feel like you should be paroled. And then we're going to hear from the institution as to how you have acted while you were there. And then we're going to go and talk to Elizabeth Martin and SHAWN THOMAS Jr. and your girlfriend and your son. And then we'll be talking to the victim's sister in opposition. So to begin with, go ahead and tell me what your DOC number is.
564160, sir.
Okay, go ahead and start and tell us why you're there and what you've done to better yourself since you've been there.
Yes, sir, I will do. Well, unfortunately, sir, I was present when Henry Aldrich lost his life, and I didn't do or say anything about the situation. Basically, I failed to report this incident. I know that my actions were wrong because I should have said something, and I didn't. But I was scared for my life and my family's safety. I want to take this time to say that I'm truly sorry for the family and the loss and what they went through. But the circumstances were beyond my control, sir. But since I've been incarcerated, I'm a strong believer and actions speak louder than words. So not that I only wanted to come to the members of the board today to show the things that I've been doing, but I wanted to show that the things I've been doing to better myself, how I've been bettering myself, and the things that I've been doing to open up better doors for better opportunities for getting a job, if granted parole, to be there for my family, which is my children.
Okay. All right. And what courses have you taken there?
I had a paper right here, sir. I completed. I'm reading it to you, sir. So I'm about to read it off a paper to you. DOC reentry programs. I completed 100 hours pre-release, sir. I completed substance abuse treatment, enrolled in a STAT program. I completed phase 1. I completed phase 2. I completed phase 2. Living in Balance 1. I completed that. Phase 3, Living in Balance. I'm enrolled and set to complete on 8/3 of 2025. Continue reading this. Medication. Right now I'm taking medication assisted treatment, MAC education completed. Currently receiving MAC medication for treatment education. I'm enrolled in high set literacy, enrolled, achieved level advancement. I finally became certified. I finally became certified for something in my life, sir. Forklift certification completed from technical college. I became a certified forklifter. A rigger, certified rigger, came from Fletcher Technical College, completed. Special programs and recognition Like I had said that, I'm a strong, believe in actions speak louder than words. So I've been doing tattoo removal on my face. I did one session already and completed. Session 2 scheduled. I became the highest student of the month award on July 2025. And what it says? Goodwill, and I'm in class with Goodwill if I'm granted parole, so they can help me find a good job, sir.
All right, well, thank you, appreciate that. Now, could I have one of the persons from the institution there from LaFourche Parish Correctional Center that would be able to speak and tell us about him and his conduct since he's been there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll speak for him. So again, my name is Asia Bro, social services counselor for the facility. So like Mr. Thomas highlighted, he has completed plenty of classes while he has been here. He has gone above and beyond the things that we have asked him, including completing DOC classes. I don't know if y'all could see the band-aids on his face, but he did start a tattoo removal session. He has one session down and then he has another one scheduled in the upcoming weeks. So that was very important for him to get meaningful employment, making sure that the tattoos in his past are not going to hold him back from a better future. That is sponsored through Goodwill, who is going to also help him to ensure meaningful employment once he is released from our custody. He has a well-established residence plan. He has a goal in mind of what he wants to do for employment. He will also be referred to our day reporting center upon his release, so that way he can continue to have further supportive services and then enroll in HiSET. While he didn't elaborate on a whole lot, he is enrolled in HiSET, and while maintaining a very full schedule, he still finds time to come in, spend extra time working on his HiSET, getting tutoring. But he is also enrolled in a literacy program and he is achieving level advancement through it. So not only is he trying to get his HiSET, he is also working on improving his reading, literacy, and comprehension. So, while he's here, we see him a lot. He has maintained positive attitude despite having a very heavy caseload. We have no disciplinary issues with him. He's been nothing but respectful. Like I said, I feel like he's gone above and beyond what we have asked of him to prepare himself for a successful release.
Okay. All right. Now we would, let's see, is there someone else from the institution there that wants to talk?
Yes, sir.
Good morning again. I am the programming clerk, and so I see Sean every day. I'm the first person he sees when he comes through that door. And one thing I can say is that I have never seen somebody that has been so respectful to others. And a lot of people come here and just figure they just want to just get in class just to get out. He does not have that attitude. He goes above and beyond, just like my coworker says. If he needs help, he will ask you. He will be very respectful doing it. He comes in, hours and hours, to try to better himself. So he has really, I didn't know him beforehand, but just knowing him for the few months that he has been here, he is one of the best that I've dealt with.
Okay, thank you. Well, let's move on now to Elizabeth Martin, who is your girlfriend. According to the sheet, I don't know if it is or not. I'll let you decide that, but that's who it's listed as, okay? Elizabeth Martin, would you talk to us, please? Miss Martin? I think she's on Zoom somewhere.
All right. Okay, you can hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good morning, members of the board. I would like to thank y'all for taking the time out on giving Sean a consideration for a parole hearing. We all understand that he should have reported it, and he takes full responsibility for not reporting it, but he was scared for his life and his kids and family safety, and then he wouldn't be here, be able to tell what happened today if he would have reported it. I see a big difference from when he first got incarcerated. He's trying to make it home to his kids that need him just as well as he needs them, because his kids' mom passed away since he's been incarcerated. So he has all my support on his journey, and I am asking the members of the board to give him a second chance so he can make it home to his kids that need him. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for talking to us. We appreciate that. Shawn Thomas Jr., your son, Mr. Thomas, are you there?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about your dad.
Look, well, I thank y'all for having him today. You know, hopefully, y'all granted parole, but I
Thomas,
feel like
hold on just a second. The Zoom camera that you're moving it around and
sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir. But yeah,
okay, thank you.
yes, sir. I feel like, I feel like my pops deserve a second chance, to be out in the free world. I feel like he deserved it. Like, it's been improvement. And, over the past 4.5 years, I feel like my pops, he a changed man. And, and I just want him to be home. And I got these shirts. I got these shirts that we made. This is just a draft. But it's a little program we trying to put together. Like, if my dad do get granted parole, like for when he come home, this just gonna be for the youth. Like, basically like just giving them words of wisdom and, just trying to talk to them, just make sure they be in the right direction, stay on the right path and everything. So, and
Okay.
and really, I just want my pops to be home, and like, I just recently, had a daughter, and she in the NICU, and I just want to make sure, my pops, he be here to see her, like, he be able to be in her life. So,
Can I ask a question? How old are you?
20.
20. Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you, sir. We appreciate that. Now we'll move on to the opposition, Miss Lula Aldridge, who is the victim's sister. Would you talk to us, Miss Aldridge?
Yes, sir. I'm Henry's sister, and that's all fine and great what Shawn has accomplished. And for the people who've known him for the jailers who've known him for a year. I don't know how long he's been in LaFourche Parish Jail, but Henry's going to be gone for the rest of my life, not the rest of his life. His life is over. And when Shawn was going to court,
time out just a second. Are you by chance driving?
I am.
Well, that's not safe. We'll talk to you. Pull over somewhere and talk to us.
I'm over now.
Okay. All right. So continue what you tell us about Shawn. You were proud of what he's accomplished.
Sure, because I mean, whoever's testifying for him, Shawn's been on the street doing whatever he's been doing for years. Now he's been locked up for however you say for, but he's been at a correctional facility for a year that they know him. So the time his son is 20 years old, Henry, you want to see your grandkids. I want him to see his grandkids. I want him to see his sisters and brothers. He doesn't have that. We don't have that with Henry. You have a chance. Your child can actually go to the jailhouse and bring you the son, his child, to see. He can visit you. You made a choice not to go there and even in court, we couldn't even find my brother. You knew all of this the whole time. You were in jail for 3 years and you didn't come across until the last ending of it. So see a change. You did what was necessary for you to move forward to get yourself free, to do whatever you were doing now. So at this point in my life, it's like,
hey,
yes.
Talk to us and not, hey, please, ma'am. That's part. Okay.
Yes. So my thing is, I don't understand how 1 year is going to tell you how this man is going to react for the rest of his life, because it's a year that he's been in LaFourche Parish jail. It's been 3 years that they've been going to trial. He laughed the whole time at trial. It was a joke. So, I mean, everything that I see is just an act to move on to the next level. Where's the sincerity?
Okay. All right. Thank you for what you had to say about your sister. We appreciate that. Or excuse me. About the victim. Okay, Mr. Thomas. Now we are going to ask you some questions. Mr. Tillis, do you have any questions to ask?
Yeah. How long have you been incarcerated?
I've been incarcerated 4.5 years, sir.
4.5 years?
Yes, sir.
What was your, on a 20-year sentence?
Yes, sir. I was convicted of negligent homicide. Well, in the beginning, sir, I was charged with second-degree murder. I went to trial because I had to fight for my life, because the things that they were saying, they had somebody else on the charge too, and this person was convicted, which is the sister, Miss Lula. That's their second cousin. He was convicted for these charges. But I'm here today to take accountability because I was present, but I was convicted of negligent homicide. The reason I had got 20 years is because of my past, sir. They had gave me a bitter offender. If it wasn't for that, sir, I would have been home already.
So the three of you all went and buried the victim?
No, sir. No, sir. I took a ride. All right. Henry, the deceased, Henry. I knew him since I was a child. He was a great person. He raised me, just like Miss Lula did. They was always there for me. This family was a wonderful people. Him and his second cousin, which is Jamar Mosley. That's their family. They had got into it over some drugs, sir. They got into it over some drugs. And I'm the one, I can't really get into it between what the family got going on. So I tried to stop them from what they had going on. I really thought it was going to stop. I took a ride with them, sir. This became the worst ride of my life, sir, with these two individuals that was related to each other. They got into it again. They stopped the car. They got into it on some family property. A gun was drawn, and Henry was killed. Sir, if I would have got in between them two family members at that time, sir, I wouldn't even be here to even tell y'all this story today. And I'm so sorry I even took that ride, sir. I'm so sorry this happened to Henry, because he was a great person. This is my uncle. I call him uncle. And then I have a 13-year-old son in this family. His name is DOTSON Michael Thomas. The mother of my son, Henry Aldrich, is her uncle. Like, this hurt me. Like, I go through the same thing Miss Lula go through. I have to think about this every day, sir, of me even being present.
So after they killed him, you were there. Why didn't you report it?
Sir, I just was present, sir. All right. Yes, sir. Sir, I was just present when the second cousin killed his second cousin, sir. I was scared for my life. I thought this man was about to kill me too, sir.
I'm saying, but why didn't you report it afterward?
Sir, I really I didn't want nothing. I ain't want nothing to do with it, sir. I really didn't. And I'm truly sorry for not even going to say anything about it, sir. But this person was still on the loop, sir. I didn't want nothing to happen to my family, my responsibility, sir. But at trial, I'm sorry, sir. You about to say something?
No, go ahead.
At trial, sir, I even gave Miss Lula closure. Miss Lula closure of the things that had happened, sir. These circumstances were beyond my control, sir. I know right from wrong, sir, and I know my actions were wrong because I should have said something, sir. But I didn't want to die, sir. I ain't want nothing to happen to my family.
Okay, all right. I have no more questions.
Okay. Who buried the body?
Buried the body?
Yeah.
Ma'am,
There were shovels and the body was buried.
No, ma'am. It was nothing about no body being buried, ma'am.
Okay, this is what I'm reading. They left afterward and went back to the house. She stated that the three of them returned to the scene with shovels to hide the body. On November the 7th, 2020, the Terrebonne Parish recovered skeletal human remains?
My mom. Well, what happened?
Aldridge.
Well, what happened there, ma'am? I was in the car. I'm the one that I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm the one that gave closure to the situation. I was in the car, ma'am, when this happened with these individuals. Ain't nobody was buried. I wasn't even convicted for second-degree murder or manslaughter, ma'am. I was just convicted for being present. What you say, sir?
So when you saw them kill him and y'all left the body there, you left with them?
Yeah, I left. I had to left, sir. I was in Gibson, Louisiana. I was in a car already. I just left and I never said anything. I was with them, sir. These two individuals.
You didn't go back with them. You weren't in the three that went to bury the body.
Oh no, sir. I ain't never gonna do nothing like that, sir.
Okay.
I was told about if I would have did any of that right there, sir, and I know that's what the paperwork says, sir. But I wasn't convicted of none of them extra things, sir. I was convicted of negligence and homicide, like, and I understand that I didn't say anything, but so far as burying a body in it, sir, I never went back around that place ever.
Okay, thank you. Carolyn, you can finish.
That's it. That's it. I was just wondering what.
How long have you, the two ladies that are there at LaFouche Parish, how long have you been at LaFouche knowing them?
Since I've been here, sir, I've been at LaFouche for 5 months, sir.
Okay. Is that the only, let me ask the ladies, so y'all have only known him for 5 months, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And when actually were you sentenced to 20 years?
I think in like October, sir. I just came to this facility, sir. I had just recently went to trial, sir.
So it's been October of 24. So less than a year ago, you were sentenced to 20 years.
Yes, sir.
Credit for time served, I'm sure.
Credit for time served? Yes, sir.
Did you get credit for time served?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's all. I think it's time to vote. Yeah.
Well, you got law enforcement opposition from Terrebonne, Homa, and the AG's office. You need to know that. There's law enforcement, and you got victim opposition.
What you say, ma'am? What she said?
Said the Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office of Homa, Police Department are both strongly opposed to your early release, and the AG's office is opposed, and then you've got some victim opposition, as you know.
Yeah, no.
Okay, that's it.
Okay. Mr. Tillis, I think it's time to vote.
Yeah, my vote is to deny. And because there's not enough time served and law enforcement opposition.
Ms. Stapleton?
I agree with Mr. Tillis and would add law enforcement and victim opposition.
Okay, and I concur. You've done great, and according to what the staff there says that you're doing great, so I want to give you some hope. I want to see you back in front of this board sooner rather than later. But we all agree from just hearing this that to have just gotten sentenced and to let you out less than a year after you got sentenced to 20, that just doesn't sound right, even though you've made such drastic improvements in your life. So continue that. I want to give you some hope. All right, keep going the direction you're going, but let's keep going that direction a little bit more under strict supervision while you're in the institution. So your request has been denied. The time is 10:44. End of this hearing.
All right.
Okay, Mr. Warren Thomas, is that you I'm looking at?
Yes, sir.
Well, you looking at Steve Prater,
Yes, sir.
okay? And also Mr. Chuck Tillis on my left, and on my right is Carolyn Stapleton. We're gonna be talking to you about your request to be paroled. And
Yes,
you
sir.
are currently at Richland Parish Detention Center, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is there anybody in the room with you that's on staff there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, would you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, sir. I'm Major Shaw here with the Richland Parish Detention Center. I'm the Chief of Security.
Okay, Chief, we appreciate you hosting us today as we talk to Mr. Thomas. What is your DOC number, Mr. Thomas?
487-783.
Okay. What we're gonna do is first off, we're gonna ask you what you did, why you're there, what you were charged with, what you're found guilty of, and what you've done since you've been there. And then we're gonna ask somebody from there at Richland Parish to tell us what kind of fellow you've been since you've been under their custody. And then we're gonna turn from that to Mr. Tillis on my left, and he's in charge of this particular interview. He's going to ask you some questions, and then we'll follow up from there and make our decision. So go ahead and tell us what's on your mind. Why should we give you a parole?
I think I learned a lesson about what I done, and I've been away from my family, and I missed all my loved ones. And I think I'm ready for society again.
Okay, why do you think that?
Well, I learned that what I done was wrong. I think the situation could have been prolonged if it would have been like well, from the judge and the lawyers, the way he looked at everything, the matter was that what I done, I don't think it was wrong, but it was wrong what I done. Yeah,
What
'cause
did,
I
what
had
did
my
you
own
do?
shop. I had my own shop in Shreveport, and the customer was wanting his truck, and he had to make a full payment of his bill, and he came and took the truck from the shop. So I went back and got the truck. I cut into his gate. I took the truck and brought it back to my shop.
Okay.
And I thought it was gonna go long, so it could be a civil matter, but it was turned to a criminal matter.
Okay, so what were you charged with?
Unauthorized use and theft of a motor.
Theft of a motor vehicle?
Yes, sir.
And what kind of sentence did you get?
I got a 12-year sentence
For one theft of a truck?
for unauthorized use and theft of a motor.
And how long have you served that 12 years?
I've been here 3 years so far.
Okay. Let me talk to the chief there. Chief, what kind of fella is he?
As far as I'm concerned with, he's probably one of the best inmates we got. He's been over there working for 18 months now, no issues, no disciplinary problems whatsoever. And I handle all the DB here in-house that we do, and he's never been before me in as far as DB court or anything like that.
Okay. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Thomas, we turn your interview over to Mr. Tillis, and he's
Yes,
going to ask some questions, and then Ms. Stapleton and I will see if we got any questions after he's through.
Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, pretty good.
From what I read, your story is a little different. It said you sold parts off of the truck, and you said you repaired it and he didn't pay in full.
He didn't pay in full.
How much was he to pay you?
The end of the bill was like $12,000.
$12,000?
Yes, sir.
So it says that you were selling the parts off of the truck.
No, I took all my parts off the truck that I paid for.
Mhm. And the engine, you needed a new engine, $4,000 engine.
Well, it's a $9,000 engine.
Uh-huh. And after you repaired the truck, how did he get the truck back after you repaired it?
He came to the shop when I wasn't there. And came inside the gate and took the truck out.
Why didn't you alert the police to have them bring it back?
Well, I didn't think I was thinking it the matter. It was on a weekend. When I came back, the truck was gone.
Okay. From what I read and what you're saying, you were wrong he was wrong for taking the truck.
Yes, sir.
And you should have asked the authorities to return the truck. And so when you took the truck back from him, what happened?
I took all my parts off the truck that I paid for.
How long did you have it after you had it back?
I had it probably about 3 weeks.
So when you went and got the truck back, you had it 3 weeks. He didn't come and try to get the truck back?
No, man. No, sir.
Okay. I have no more questions.
You've got opposition. You should know that. The district attorney's office on February 23rd, Caddo Parish opposes early parole release for defendant Warren Thomas's criminal actions to deprive his victim of thousands of dollars in property for his own financial gain. His actions are particularly serious, given his victim's livelihood depended on this stolen property. A review of Thomas's criminal history demonstrates a continued pattern of fraudulent behavior in Caddo Parish, commencing in 2004, including convictions for second-degree battery, unauthorized use of movable, and felony theft. He also has arrests for felony theft, issuing worthless check, and illegal possession of stolen things. To date, Thomas has served less than 3 years of his 12-year sentence. His repeated criminal behavior shows a willful lack of remorse for his actions, and he should not be granted early parole. And basically, the chief of police, that's his feelings also about you.
Okay.
Okay, and how many times have you been arrested for thefts?
I'm really arrested one time for possession of stolen things.
What about the checks, forgeries and checks and things?
Well, the check I wrote a check to B&D Truck and Gear for a transmission that wasn't working. I made a stop payment on the check. It wasn't received as a hot check.
Okay, I don't want issuing, okay, that was, okay, I don't want to get into arguing with you about all the different charges and things. That's all I got.
Right.
Okay.
Today my vote is to deny, due to not enough time served on a 12-year sentence.
Mine is the same thing, and then you have the DA's law enforcement opposition, the DA's opposition.
Okay. And sir, all you need is 2 votes, one way or the other well, you need all 3 on a parole, I'm sorry. And so my vote also is to deny, for the same reasons that they mentioned. So at 11:03, today you have been denied this opportunity for parole, and we encourage you to keep doing what you're doing because they're speak of you highly there for the last 18 months. Keep doing what you're doing, just serve us a little more time.
We got to, before you go to work,
Mhm.
they have to,
All right.
Hello?
Hello. They just thought, I guess they'll.
Am I supposed to see you?
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, Mom. Yeah, that's Miss Gorman. Mom. She's muted. They're waiting on the board, but they getting y'all ready. Look, you might be first, Robin. All right. All right, they getting ready to start. Hey, guys, whoever they want, make sure y'all know I'm one talking to them.
Hello, is anybody there?
Let's see.
Okay, is this West Baton Rouge I'm looking at? You're on mute, Lisa. Would you unmute us?
Hello?
Not you, ma'am. We got you covered. We need the West Baton Rouge to unmute.
All right.
Okay, we can hear you now. And you're at West Baton Rouge and your name is Robin Gorman. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I see is that staff that's behind you?
Yes, sir. There is a staff member in here.
Okay, would I ask them to introduce themselves, please?
Deputy Fields.
Okay, thank you, Deputy, for hosting us. Okay, Mr. Gorman, what is your DLC number?
725-095.
Okay, your case is going to be handled by Ms. Stapleton to my right. But before we get to that, I want to find out a little bit more about you. I want you to tell us why you are where you are, what you did, how long ago was it? Tell us if you regret doing it or not, what courses you've taken. In other words, convince us that you're worthy of being paroled early.
Okay. It was in October of 2019. I was coming home from work and I got involved in a wreck. In that wreck, there was also another individual involved. I think his name was Mr. Glasgow, and he was on a motorcycle, and he lost his leg during that incident. I had fallen asleep behind the wheel, but I had drugs in my system, and I was arrested and taken to jail at that point. During the time that I've been incarcerated, I've completed many classes, including substance abuse class, anger management class. I'd got to River Bend right around the same time that COVID was really getting bad, so I kind of got stuck there for a bit. But there, I was able to complete anger management and risk management at that facility. And from there, I moved to several different places, including Marksville, where I was able to get another slew of classes that gave me pretty much my full year of good time. But then I went straight from there to Bossier, where I completed the SHAWSAT program. And then I was also a GED tutor as well while I was there. I do regret the events that took place on the day. I shouldn't have been driving as tired as I was. I shouldn't have had drugs in my system. I've always kind of struggled with substance abuse since I was very young. Saying no was a problem, but I hate that the events of that day altered Mr. Glasgow's life and his family's life to the degree that I know that it did. Since then, since I've gotten to West Baton Rouge a year ago, I've managed to save quite a bit of money. I've managed to maintain the same job that I've had this entire time. And my bosses really love me there, and I work every day. And my plan whenever I get out is, I'm hoping that I have enough money saved up to where I can get me another vehicle and get things kind of lined out to where I have a good head start next time around.
Okay. All right, so the only reason you're in jail is because of that car wreck.
That's the reason why I got arrested that day. As far as, I mean, I was on parole at the time that I got in the wreck.
Okay. So you were on parole, you got arrested, things you were on parole for. Okay, we'll let somebody else get into that.
You want to let the
Right. Okay. Okay, we're gonna hear two people that are, well, first let's hear from somebody from West Baton Rouge. One of the staff members, would you tell us how he's been since he's been there?
Me, sir?
Yeah.
Oh, as far as I know, I've never had to give him a report. He worked every day, and that's pretty much all I have. I've not seen him engaging in any alcoholic or drug activity. So that's about the gist.
Okay. All right. So now let's hear from Reverend Borland. Is that it was Borrell? Albert Borrell. Did you get it?
That's good. My name is Father Albert Wayne Borrell, and I'm been a priest, Roman Catholic priest for 44 years. And I'm also a canon lawyer for the Diocese of Lake Charles, so I work in those things that people call annulments. And I've known his father, I call him Tracy, okay? He's called Robin formerly, but I've known Tracy since he was in high school. I can give you a few little things that I think are reflective of how I don't think he's a danger to society anymore. I remember once when his father was still alive, his father was my best friend for 27 years. We like to hunt together, and we like to watch football games, and especially when there was having the Super Bowl. And oftentimes when his dad and I would get together and we start laughing and cheering for the football, I could see Tracy over there on the side just kind of looking at, are these supposedly mature men or not? And one of the really moving things was when he brought his two sons. They now have been put in foster care, and I think they've been adopted. So I'm hoping that in the future he'll be able to reestablish some relationship. But by himself, not with his girlfriend, he brought his two children, his two boys. And you could tell he didn't ask his mom to change the diapers. One of them was still in diapers for sure. But he took care of the fatherly things and the motherly things. And I thought that was really moving that a young man would be away from his wife or his girlfriend and would come to his parents to bring the kids to see their grandparents and take care of everything. And you could tell those two little boys really loved him, and I could tell that he loved them also. Another thing that moved me in his life was sometimes he'd get upset, and I'll tell you one time when he got upset. You'll remember this, Tracy. His dad was going to wash some of his clothes, and so he took some of Tracy's and added them to the batch. Unfortunately, his phone was in that batch, and so it was destroyed. And he got upset. Any young person would get upset, but it wasn't a real violent yelling. He was raising his voice, but not yelling and screaming. And I had some extra money with me because I'd gone probably to hunt deer with his dad. And so I said, well, I'll give you $300. That doesn't sound like much today, but when that was occurring, he was very grateful. And suddenly, when he saw the solution to the problem, the anger just dissipated. And he was very grateful, and he thanked me for that. Since he's been in prison, he's written me a number of different letters. And I was surprised at some of the books that he read. If he could tell you some of those, some of them were classics. He also told me that he was reading his Bible, and oftentimes people in prison do that. And I knew that he was studying for different things. And what I've heard from his mom is the situation he's in now, if he can maintain that job, I don't think he's a threat, because I've never seen him as a mean or vindictive person. Okay, the use of the drugs, I knew about that. I never saw it, never experienced it around him. But he always kept that to himself in his little trailer when I'd see them. I don't think he's a threat to anybody. I think for the most part. And another thing that touched my heart, I went to his graduation from high school. That was a long time ago, of course. And I was sitting there, and they had a tradition that place to give roses to different people. And so he brought one to his mom and his dad. And I was really surprised that he came to this old geezer here, Father Bert Borrell, and gave me a rose also. And it really touched my heart because, you know, young guys, they don't usually do things like that. Yeah, mom, dad, girlfriend, people of that sort. So I think he's got a gentle heart. At one time, I thought he was going to be an artist because he'd make artwork out of for cartoons and things like that.
Okay, could you kind of
Yes, sir.
wrap it up, please, or we?
Oh yeah, I'm finished. I think he's not a threat. I could go on for hours. He's a good man at heart. He made some mistakes. He did some stupid things. That's enough. Okay.
Okay,
Thanks for
thank
listening.
you, sir. Miss Mary Gorman, who is the mother. Miss Gorman, are you there? Can you tell us a few things and just keep it to a couple minutes, please? Tell us some things about your son.
Well, I've always seen him as a very kind-hearted person. He would do anything for anybody to help him. He was never mean or smart aleck to me or his dad. He was always respectful. And he always worked, and no matter what kind of job he had, he never complained about it. And I know he worked at some hard jobs. He never would complain about the job. He would just get up, get in his car, and go to work. And so, and you know, and he was good in high school. He had friends. And you know, I just can't wait till he's released. I haven't seen him in 6 years or more. And I just can't wait to the day that he gets out. I'm really looking forward to that.
Okay. All right, thank you, ma'am. We appreciate that. Ms.
Well,
Pepper, are you ready to
Yes, I am.
ask some questions for us?
Mr. Gorman,
Yes, ma'am.
I've heard some wonderful things about you, but you have a very you have a past that's well, we're going to start in 2016, okay? For your criminal history, because you've been revoked 3 times. You've been on probation or good time parole. You've been revoked 3 times. In 2016, your first charge involved domestic violence with your girlfriend. I'm not going to bother to mention names because they're not involved here. And you had a Glock gun, and rounds were found in the driveway, and there was a DV altercation. So that was the first situation. That was 2016. Then 1 year later, March 2017. In between then, there was a baby boy born. You already had a 2-year-old. Now, I listened to the man talk, and he talked about how the children both loved you so much. You want to explain how that baby got taken away from y'all? Or you want me to?
The charge that got the kids taken away from us was second-degree cruelty. And honestly, I couldn't explain to you how that happened. I know that I didn't have any part in that. As far as I should have maybe seen something had happened, was one thing, but I do know that that the mother of those children was suffering badly from postpartum depression, and she also, like me, had an extensive history with drug abuse. So maybe there was some things going on that either I seen and I didn't want to see, but if I would have physically seen her do anything to those kids, then I would have yanked them from her possession immediately. I have my problems, but I'm not a monster.
Did
And
she charged with anything? I know you got charged with second-degree cruelty. Was she
we both-
charged up?
we both did, yes, ma'am.
Both got charged? the baby was, what, 2 months old, so 8 weeks old, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then the way that it was found out, thank goodness, it probably saved the child's life because it had to go to the doctor for immunizations. And when it went there, when they touched the baby, for that, the baby started crying so hard that he lost his breath and he turned purple.
Yes,
And they
ma'am.
had the ambulance, and he was taken to the emergency room. And at that point, there were hemorrhages in both of his eyes. A full body X-ray and a CT scan showed multiple fractures to both legs, broken ribs, skull fracture on the right side. Then they interviewed you. I don't have her interview, okay? To the investigation, because at that point, the infant was transported to the pediatric intensive care unit in Lafayette. During the interview, Gorman recalled an incident where the mother had the infant in bed and fell asleep, leading to the infant to fall on the carpeted floor. He recalled another incident where he was holding the infant and tripped over the dog and fell to the ground, leading the infant to bump his head and his face and his shoulder on the ground. He then recalled another incident where the infant's 2-year-old brother purposely sat on the baby. And the infant were both placed in foster care at that time, and now they've both been adopted.
Yes, by the cousin of the mother,
Yeah.
Miss Bergeron.
That baby was well on his way to being killed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so then we fast forward. You've had a lot of breaks and all of this, because that was a charge then to 2017. And then, they come to do a house check, and while the parole officer's there, she finds 1.25 pounds of marijuana and over 100 rounds of 40 caliber ammo, which was taken into evidence. So that's another one. And it's just 6 months later from this very serious charge with the baby. Then you just fast forward, and it's about 2 years later. And then that's when you get into the wreck that you run into the motorcycle. And then, yes, the man had serious injuries. And as you said, the man lost his leg. So his life was forever changed, and no telling how much pain he's in every day. But when the trooper, they examined you in the car, the trooper said Gorman displayed poor balance, glassy bloodshot eyes, a clear bag with white crystal substance was inside. 2 glass pipes were seized, and Gorman was placed under arrest for first-degree vehicle negligent injury, driving on the right side of the road, possession of Schedule 2 meth, and drug paraphernalia. And then you were put in jail, and that's how you got where you are today.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have done very well as far as classes and stuff, but you have major opposition. You can just imagine the sentencing judge is opposed, the district attorney is opposed. And according to this, there's 6 opposition and 5 no comments. And the DA is opposed in Allen and Evangeline Parish. Anything you want to say about that? I know that you talked about your victim with the motorcycle, and you can't speak to him directly, but I saw that you took victim's impact and stuff like that. If you had something you would like to say to him, if people are listening, you have to address us. What would you like to say to this man? Because his life was changed forever.
Yes, ma'am. I would tell him that I'm never gonna forget how I impacted his life. I know that there's nothing that I can physically or verbally do or say that's gonna fix anything. And if he doesn't forgive me for my role in that, then there's nothing that I can blame him for. Nor can I blame anybody that is opposed to my release, my early release or whatever. These people don't know me or the things that I have either gone through or experienced in my life, and I can't blame them for how they feel. They're just taking a more academic approach to what's in front of them, I suppose.
One thing, I want to interrupt you, speaking about the changes and you got a good job and everything. Were you, did the judge order restitution from you for this man? Are you for restitution?
I do not have, I don't know if there has been any restitution set. And I want to say that there was a hearing that I was supposed to go to, but nothing was, I never actually went to it. I think it was postponed.
I was wondering because in all the paperwork, and I got a lot of it here, somewhere I thought I read that you have court ordered restitution, but it was to be determined later because of course, nobody knew exactly what his expenses and all was going to be. So that's something you might want to check into, to see about that. So I think I've pretty much covered everything. I mean, you've done all your classes and you're continued on the right path. It's just you have such a bad history. That's, I don't have anything else to say.
I have no questions.
When's your good time day? When you getting out no matter what we do today?
September the 9th, 2026.
Okay, so you're gonna get out in 10 months anyway.
About a
Correct?
year. Yes, sir. About 14 months, I think, something like that.
I figure it's wrong, it's September 2026. Yes, sir, you're correct. I'm using somebody. Okay,
So I got
why did you lose some good time? 60-day loss of good time
For intoxication.
while you were there in jail?
Not here, but about 3 years ago, I was in DeQuincy, and they had taken my job from me because I didn't. I still had. That was before that I had taken my time for the charges that I'm in jail for now. And yeah, I messed up while I was there.
Do you think you dealt with your substance abuse problem?
I think it's a thing that people who suffer from it or people who have a tendency towards it always battle it. I'm an emotional person, so I get, a lot of my drug use throughout the years has been tied to depression or anxiety or anything like that. As I get older, I find my desire to retreat in that direction lessened. I know it's not a laughing matter, but I oftentimes talk with people who are in my position and I tell them all the time, like whenever I was in my late teens and early 20s, I didn't care about getting arrested or going to jail. And I lived very wildly. It wasn't until I started going, I'm getting older, I need to actually start kind of calming down, or it wasn't until then that I started getting in trouble, like real trouble. But
I think we're prepared to vote.
Yes.
Ms. Stapleton?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm gonna deny your parole today. Of course, you're fixing to get out anyway. So, you've been revoked 3 times. You have law enforcement opposition and victim opposition.
Okay.
My vote also is to deny due to law enforcement opposition.
Okay, and I concur. My vote is also to deny because I think you need to go ahead and serve the rest of your time there. I think you need to fully deal with your substance abuse problem. I think you're trying to, and I think you need more time. And so as of 11:32 in the morning, your parole has been denied. Thank you.
all right, no problem. Yeah, right. It was right after.
They ask you the same thing like they did for him, if you have anything to say.
You can't tell me what to say.
I'll try to tell you what to say.
Okay, but I don't wanna look at that.
This is from the work release.
Okay, don't let nothing move. I'll be honest and I'm gonna speak the truth, but I can't do that. We never had no problem with you. That's all I can tell you. Respectful, you go to work. You do anything I ask you to do. That's all I can say. They fax that to them.
I think they did. I'm not sure.
They faxed it, that's the best thing. Cause all I could do is be honest to what I know. What I know is, you've never given me a problem, you go to work every day. Mhm. You never had to write jail for nothing. So that's all I can say.
And won't never have to.
Can't say nothing about what the people wrote on that paper, cause that was their opinion. It might be as good or better than mine, but I'm not gonna go put somebody else's word
Yes, sir. We are speaking to West Baton Rouge from headquarters in Baton Rouge. This is the Committee on Parole. We're speaking to Mr. Eric Burnside. Mr. Burnside, is that you? Excuse me. I believe that, okay, we are, Mr. Burnside.
Mute. Unmute your mic.
Unmute your mic here, Mr. Burnside.
Okay.
Okay,
Sir.
thank you. Appreciate that. What is your DLC number, Mr. Burnside?
582226.
Okay. All right. And this is the way that we're going to do this. There's nobody going to be speaking on your behalf or in opposition of you getting out. But we're going to give you a chance to tell us why you're there and to tell us exactly what you've done since you've been there. And then we're going to ask the folks there at West Baton Rouge to tell us what kind of fella you've been, and we're going to ask the questions, okay?
Yes, sir.
Tell us why you're there and why you deserve to be paroled.
Well, in 2017, my mom and sister had passed away, and they had put me in drug court in Alexandria, Louisiana. And I decided to leave drug court and return back to the state I was from. I went back to Mississippi. So then I got over there and I stayed there for about 4 or 5 years, and they pulled me over in 2023, and they fingerprinted me and called my name, and Louisiana wanted me, so they sent me back to Alexandria. And Alexandria just gave me 10 years and sent me to jail. So I'm in here, and since I've been in here, I've been locked up for they picked me up in 2023, and they sent me to a couple other places I can't still remember. But then I ended up going to Bossier to do the SHAWN program. Down there in Bossier, I did the SHAWN program, and I stayed. They kept me over there for about a few more months till they ended up sending me here to West Baton Rouge. And I've been here since for about almost 10 months now, something like that. And I've done a class over here. Well, since I've been here, one thing I can say, I always have been a godly person. They have a great religious community here. And here I've learned how to get my life. I gave my life to God. They didn't tell me so much of how to learn and love God the right way.
Okay. Well,
And then I got baptized in February, then gave my complete self to God. And I want to let you know that I do truly regret making the decision to leave that drug court system, because all of this stuff would have been all the way completely over if I wouldn't have. But I don't believe I would have been able to do it at the time, because I was remorsing over my mom and my sister, and both of them died a week apart. So I wasn't able to do it. So I just know I made a mistake, and I believe I done learned my lesson. I done learned a lot more than my lesson. I done took the SHAWN program for all of that stuff, and since I've been here at West Baton Rouge, I done took the partner to parenting class, to where that actually helped me a lot too. So
very good. Good.
But
what kind of fella has he been since he's been there? I'm asking somebody from the work release.
Ben?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, well, our program, we actually have 4 shifts, but I could tell you, this young man, he's very respectful. If you tell him something, you don't have to keep telling him the same thing. at least I've not had to keep telling him the same thing. I do know that he is active in the church because I kind of work a little bit with the church. And I don't see him hanging out with people that I'm constantly writing up or reporting. He pretty much sticks to the religional group from what I can see of him. And he really don't get nobody no problems. Go to work, come back. No
Okay.
problem.
All right, thank you, thank you. All right, Mr. Burnside, I'm gonna ask you a few questions to try to sort this out. In 2018, your fourth offense DWI, and you were given 10 years. All of it was suspended and you were given 3 years probation. Is that part correct?
No, they in 2018, no, they took me to court and they gave me drug court. And they gave me the drug court. And then at the time I told you I had just had 2 deaths in my family over in Mississippi. You know, I'm originally from.
Yes, sir. I know deaths are important, but that's not.
I understand.
According to our records, you were given 3 years probation. Could have been drug court and probation, whatever. But you skied up. You left out, didn't you?
I left drug court. I did.
Left and went to Mississippi, and you got picked up over there for burglary, correct?
No, sir. No, I didn't get no kind of burglary charge.
It says a burglary arrest in Hattiesburg in 2012, and you bonded out before they could extradite you back on absconding.
I never got a burglary charge in my life. And I can't remember, no, in 2012 I was in Louisiana.
2020.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No, I didn't get no burglary charge when they picked me up in Mississippi in 23. And they extradited me over here.
And why did they pick you up in 23?
They arrested me. I had CDS-1 in the vehicle. And they fingerprinted me and said Louisiana wanted.
What's CDS? What is Schedule 1 to you? What is that?
They was X pills. It was two X pills. It was 2 X pills, yes, sir.
Okay. And so you were extradited back and then you were revoked here.
No, when they extradited me back, they took me to court in Alexandria. Alexandria gave me 10 years and something they incarcerated.
And you were revoked and you had to serve the 10 years from your DWI fourth. So we're saying the same thing.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we're saying the same thing. You just saying it wrong.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. When are you gonna get out anyway?
I'm scheduled for release in November
of this year.
And
this is late July.
Yes, sir. I guess that's because I took a class while I was here. And it was supposed to be January.
You're gonna get out in 2 or 3 months anyway. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
I don't have any either.
Okay, I'm the first one to vote, and Mr. Burnside, I think that some of this record here is right, and you're not remembering it right, or whatever. But we're not going to argue about any of that. You got quite a break, and you didn't take advantage of it. You took off to Mississippi like you shouldn't have, and I think that you might as well go ahead and serve the next 3 or 4 months and get it over with. So my vote is to deny. It needs 2 more.
My vote also is to deny, but you've done really, really well. You only have a couple, maybe less than 6 months before you're released, and I hope you keep up the good work. Don't stop. Don't get back involved in drugs.
Ms. Staples?
Deny, you have the extreme law enforcement opposition and the AG's opposition.
Okay, Mr. Burnside, I'm sorry to say, but it's been denied, but you're gonna be getting out in just a matter of a few months anyway. So we wish you well, and we really, sometimes our attitude and our questioning and all that, we're trying to get to the truth, and it doesn't celebrate some of the things that you've accomplished. And I want to tell you, I'm proud of the way that, especially in talking about your spiritual renewal and rebirth or birth, whichever it might be in your case. And I want to congratulate you for that. And I want to leave you with some encouragement and say that I think you're over the hill. And I know you'll be in a few months. I think you'll do well. So that'll conclude this hearing with denying your parole request at 11:53 in the morning. Finally. Okay, this is still Committee on Parole from Baton Rouge. We're still at West Baton Rouge, and we appreciate that. We're talking to Mr. George Matthews. Is that correct? Unmuted.
Okay, yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Matthews, what is your DLC number?
762837.
Okay, I need you to tell me why you're in jail and what you've done there to convince us that you deserve to be paroled a little early. You're going to be getting out anyway in November, is that right?
Should be around, I've got one more class to take. One class this week, and I'll be finished with anger management. And that should put me out around, if I'm not mistaken, around July of next year.
July of next year.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you got a year left in your sentence. You wanting us, why should we let you out and not have to do that year?
Be honest with you, since I come here, this is the best thing that ever happened to me. In 2019, I lost my mom. 2 years later, my ex-wife moved to Minnesota with my daughter, and with depression, and I know it's no excuse, I started using drugs, and I got caught with some drugs in 2022. And ever since then, I was put on probation for 3 years. I had a 12-year suspended sentence, and I wasn't being responsible. I wasn't really using drugs throughout my probation, but I was not taking care of my probation fees or going to the class I was supposed to. And I've winded up coming here. And since I've been here, I've taken anger management, risk management, partners in parenting. I've always had a pretty much church life. After losing my mom, I got away from that some, but I'm back in church again, and that's the only way I'm gonna be able to make it is with Jesus Christ. There's no other way.
Okay. Well, they got a good program there evidently.
Yes, sir. It's very, very good. Yes, sir. I've been working for a little welding fabrication shop. I've always worked all my life, but I've been working for BAYOU Fabrications here in Port Allen for 14 months. And well, for the last month, my legs had started cramping pretty bad. I was diagnosed with peripheral artery disease, and I'm waiting on a doctor's appointment now. So I'm gonna have to see a vascular doctor for that. I don't know if they're putting stents in or blood thinner or what's going to become of it. But I got a 19-year-old daughter that's a sophomore in college, and man, when I come to jail, I lost so much of everything. First of all, I lost respect from a lot of people, because this is something that was completely out of my character. All my moms and my mom and dad stuff, my grandparents stuff, my house is paid for. People moved in my house, stole everything I had. It's all material things, but it's a lot of sentimental value on things that can't be replaced. But I'm ready to get back out where I can be supportive of my daughter's education. And I want to tell her so much, how important it is to put God in every decision she makes in her life.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
How long is it before we finish the next class Thursday?
How long before you finish your next class?
Thursday.
Oh, Thursday?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me, the way that we'll do this, let me hear from somebody from the place there. Somebody from West Baton Rouge, TWP. Ma'am, you still there?
Yes, sir.
Could you tell us a little bit about this fellow?
Well, he's of the three that you spoke to today, I've known him the longest. When I first started as a driver, I didn't really know all the routes. And, knowing this is an inmate and I'm taking directions as to where to go, and it's 4 o'clock in the morning, but he always showed me respect and, guided me to where not just strictly on his own, because, we have phones and other apps and stuff. He is in church. He works in a program that I like to say I'm somewhat affiliated with. And he gives me no problems. Now, we do have 4 shifts. I can only speak for what I see.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I appreciate that and appreciate that admonition. Okay, Mr. Matthews, I'm gonna read something to you and you tell me if I'm getting this right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, in 2021, you were sentenced to 12 years of hard labor. All of it was suspended.
Yes, sir.
And you were given probation.
Yes, sir.
That was in 21.
Yes, sir.
Then in 22, and that was for drugs, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then in 22, while you were on probation, you were charged again with drugs and a stolen 4-wheeler, correct?
Yes, sir. With possession of a stolen 4-wheeler. Yes, sir.
Okay. And that was while you were on probation. No, that was before.
No, sir. That was after. Yes.
That's what got you sentenced to the 12
Yes,
years.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And then while you're on probation, you had some hot drug screens, but you were charged also with Schedule 2 and paraphernalia in 22 while you're on probation.
No, sir. I didn't have any. I never did while I was on probation. I never did take a drug test. And when I went to I forgot what it was called, Delta Recovery in Tallulah.
Right.
That was my initial visit when I went to do my paperwork. I told him, I said, I'm not sure if I could pass a drug test or not. I said, so, I could, it may be hot, I may not. I said, that was my first visit there. And he decided not to give me a drug test. He said, well, I'm gonna take your word for it. He said, we're not gonna do that then. And I never did go back there. I didn't. And the new drug charge, I was actually clean. I had been clean about 6 or 8 months. I was on my way to work. My truck broke down. So I called a buddy of mine, had him pick me up. He had a female in the front seat of the vehicle, and I got in the back seat. We got pulled over for no tag light. When we got pulled over, she had drugs on her, but said I give them to her. And they charged me with the possession or the paraphernalia or whatever. I didn't have anything on my possession, and the driver of the vehicle even wrote a statement to the DA saying that I had no recognition of anything in the vehicle.
Okay. How long have you been drug free?
How long have I been drug free? Since sometime before 22, around 22.
Okay.
I come to jail December 2nd of 22.
22 when you come to drug, and you hadn't anything since then?
Before I come to jail about 6 months before then.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Time frame. Did you take any kind of drug courses, substance use courses?
Yes, sir, the risk management.
Okay.
I've got a certificate for it right here, and I've got a certificate for the partners in parenting. And like I said, I've only got one more class and I'll be finished with the anger management. And I don't know if this was faxed to y'all or not, but it's a letter from West Baton Rouge Work Release Transition Center. If you want me to read it, if you'd like me to read it to you.
We've got it.
Okay.
All your record here.
Yes, sir.
And so do you currently do anything about your substance abuse? Are you taking the NA or AA meetings or anything like that?
No, sir. They don't offer anything like that here. Just the risk management really covered as far as giving you the reasons for not doing drugs and everything. All that assessment. I know I've learned a lot from it. I'm glad. That's why I said it saved my life coming here. I'm a grown man. I should have known better anyway. But just the people that I hang around, finding a better crowd of people to hang around and staying in church. That's my goal when I get out of here. As long as I keep my church life and keep to myself, I don't believe I'll ever have a problem again. It's been a really eye-opening situation.
Okay.
And I miss so much of seeing my daughters. I mean, I miss her graduating high school and just a lot of small things like that that really matter to me.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, that's all the questions I have. Okay, I'm the first to vote, Mr. Matthews, and I think that you've given a good interview. I think you've got over a year left. But I think that you are in a good place right now. And so I think that my vote is going to be to grant your parole.
Thank
I think but that is just my vote, and it takes another vote, or it takes two more votes. Let's be unanimous. So my vote is grant. Mr. Tillage?
My vote also is to grant.
Thank you, sir.
Mine is too. You did do a very good interview and you made excellent points of how you want to spend the rest of your life. So good luck.
Yes, yes, man. This is not part of my plan in life. I promise you.
Okay, well, your parole has been granted this morning at 12:11, this afternoon. And, but you have to finish the course that you're taking.
Yes, sir.
Thursday for sure. I don't know how long it takes you to get processed out, but I want you to finish that course.
Yes,
And that will conclude us. Thank you for hosting us there at that facility. And it's 12:11 in the afternoon. That will conclude all of our business for today. We're signing off.
Thank y'all.
Man.